So, I can fully understand why people would start to support these things, or why they feel like, listen, we're maxed out. We're
Sure.
maxed out on credit cards. We're maxed out on
Sure.
debt. We're maxed out. I can't get a better job. I
Right.
can't work any more hours, and I'm right here. I'm barely holding on. Yeah, go ahead and get rid of this debt, because that would
Right.
really help me out.
Well, what's interesting though about that is that the debt never really goes anywhere. It's kind of
Right.
funny, right? It does actually. It comes back to us, the consumer. So or the taxpayer rather. So, I ask people, do you guys think, particularly for people who are like, well, the government should pay this, and we should, and I want to jump on board with that. I'm like, okay, I hear you. Totally feel you. Okay, well, let me ask you, do you think there's a money tree behind the United States Capitol? Because the money tree is us. We are the quote slaves.
Hmm.
We feed the beast. And so it gets spread around. It's kind of like Obamacare, you know. It didn't hit me until I was on it. And then I had friends who couldn't afford their own family's insurance. Why? Because they were paying for mine. And I thought, well, this is kind of janky. Like, that bothers me. That created a moral conundrum for me, because I thought, okay, I know at the time my daughter and I were pretty poor, living on $22,000 a year on survivor's benefits from my husband's death, and had widow's survivor's benefits with her. And we had, she was covered for insurance, but I was not. And we qualified for Obamacare. And we qualified for like the Cadillac of Obamacare, not just like, get your WIC and go pick out some things here and there, get some crappy,
Right.
insurance. Like, I was like, well, if it's going to be $20 a month, then I'm going to get the greatest thing I can. And, I didn't know. And then I started, my friends who actually had college degrees, who had 2.5 kids in the minivan and all of that. And they watched their rates go through the roof, and they're like, this is not sustainable. We're paying for everyone else who's not paying. And so there's kind of this thing where it's like, it's out of sight, out of mind for people, where
Right.
they don't understand how economics work. They don't understand the flow of cash, the flow of taxation, that we are taxed to death in this country. Consumption to, liquor, gas, groceries, cigarette, you name it. It's your car, it's your home, it's your income. It's just tax after tax after tax after tax, and it's like, what? So those taxes are going somewhere. If they're not going to fight endless wars, then they're going to pay for people who either don't want to afford their student debt or can't, and feed into that industrial complex. So my question is always the same to people. Who do you think's paying that?